Hi everyone and welcome to our first annual virtual open house. We're very excited to have you here, whether you weren't able to make it to our open house on Friday or you don't live in Minnesota but still wanted to learn about us, we're happy to have you here. We will first walk through a little bit about our company and what we do, and then we will show a quick video of what we've been up to in the last year or so with some of our clients and some of the cool stuff we've done in media. We'll walk through a case study, just kind of going through one of our campaigns that we're really proud of, and then we'll open it up for questions at the end. So if you have any questions, you can shoot them over to us anytime throughout the presentation. You can email us at thehiringteam@haworthmedia.com, or if you have a public Twitter account, you can use the hashtag #TheHaworthInterns, and if the question is relevant throughout the presentation, we can answer it halfway through, or we can answer all of them at the end during the panel discussion. So before we get started, we'll just introduce ourselves so you know who's talking. My name's James. I'm a media planner here at Haworth, and I've been here for about 2 years, and I work on Target, Ben & Jerry's, and Reels Channel, which is a cable network.
Hi, my name is Carly Steffen. I am a assistant media planner in the strategy team. I work primarily on Target, and I also work on Cons, which is a new client of ours. I was an intern last summer, so summer of 2013, and I got hired at the end of the summer.
My name is Grady Levine, and I'm a digital assistant here at Haworth. I was also a former intern in the summer of 2013, and I work on Target, Ben & Jerry's, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and Red Wing Shoes.
Hi, my name's Colleen Knight. I'm an associate media director here at Haworth. I've been with Haworth for about 9 years. I also started as an intern, and I currently work primarily on Target.
Cool. With that, we'll go ahead and get started with our presentation.
So just to tell you a little bit about Haworth, we were founded in 1970, so we're currently 44 years old. We have offices here in Minneapolis as well as an office in LA. Our agency is unique in that we're employee owned, so that's why we have 125 plus employee owners. 125 is a great number for us. It allows us to be nimble. We talk amongst our groups. Senior leadership is very involved in the day-to-day, and we're able to move at the speed of retail, which is very fast. Across our agency, we are a full-service agency, so we have specialists across all media channels, including outdoor, out-of-home, mobile, multicultural, local experts, as well as a dedicated digital team. But unlike many media agencies, because we are small and we're able to be nimble, we truly are an integrated team. We do not work in silos. So as I mentioned, a distinct point of differentiation about Haworth is that we're employee owned. What this means is that our employees are actual stockholders and shareholders in the company. So I think we all understand the value of delivering solutions for our clients. It not only has an effect on their business, but on our personal goals. There's no holding company saying what our profit margins should be. We're personally accountable to our clients, not to sister agencies. We find that this is a huge advantage and allows us to really, again, be nimble, and our clients benefit from this. Often our clients will come to us with challenges that require out-of-the-box thinking. This forces us to create, explore, never-been-done-before tactics and solutions. So our philosophy really is we don't wait for opportunities, we make them. This creativity paired with our data and analytics puts us in a unique position in the agency landscape. We're able to lead with our ideas and back them up with solid data. We're a media-only agency, which gives us a unique perspective and really helps keep us objective to the work we do. This is a snapshot of some of our clients currently on the roster. A lot of people certainly know and have heard about us through Target, but we represent a lot of great companies, from DreamWorks to the Academy, which you might better know as the Oscars, to Ben & Jerry's, Beats by Dr. Dre, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and many others. And we couldn't do some of the amazing work we do without collaborating closely with some of our partners on the creative side. So you can see we have some local creative partners here in Minneapolis, as well as agency partners from coast to coast.
So now you're probably wondering how we work here at Haworth, and I'll just kind of go over kind of how our teams are set up. Like Colleen said, we really don't work in silos, but we have two sort of major areas that you can work on here at Haworth. You can either be on the strategy side of things, which is sort of like the face of the client, where our job is really to understand the client's needs, the objectives, and how we accomplish them, and also understanding who the target is and how they use media. Then the other side is the activation and performance side, and that would be more like commonly known around here as the channel side. So you could work on any of the different channels, be it out of home, digital, TV, and their job is to really be experts within their channel. And although everyone on the strategy team is well versed across channels, we go to the channel owners to make sure to have all of our plans put together and really come down. What it really comes down to is them being the experts within the field. So on the left side where we have strategy, we have a couple different areas per se that you could work in. We have a media strategy side, which goes from director down to assistant. We also have a media insights team, which is solely devoted to understanding the media landscape and understanding insights in the industry, whether it be media trends or competitive trends. And then we also have a research side, which works really closely with the insights team. Within that media strategy team, in the strategy side, really what we do is understand what's going on in the industry, what's going on with our target, who are we targeting, and what's the best way to reach them. And then, like I said, on the channel side, that can go any channel that you're interested in. We have people that work on the digital team, the radio activation team, the TV team, and what their job is really understand the ins and outs of their channel. And with that, we will show you a quick 2 to 3 minute video here, which shows kind of what we've been up to in the last year. So as you can see, what we've done here at Haworth really expands across what you are way past what you may consider as traditional media. On this next slide, we have Ben & Jerry's Capture Euphoria pictures up here, and we just wanted to walk you through a really great example of something we're really proud of. And also, as Colleen mentioned, us being a media-only agency, it really gives us a great opportunity to bring the client media-driven ideas, and it's just sometimes a different take on what may be brought to the client as a creative-led idea. So what they had here was, I don't know if anybody out there follows Ben & Jerry's, but they have a very loyal social following, and they take pictures of their food. Everyone loves taking pictures of their food, and luckily Ben & Jerry's has a product that everybody loves. And they take pictures of themselves eating it, and Ben & Jerry's really wanted to grow their following while also growing brand love and gaining some mentions in the press and gaining mentions across social media. And so they tasked us with that challenge, and what we came up with was Capture Euphoria. So the concept behind it was we took two users, two Ben & Jerry's social followers, and we took their pictures, and we wanted to kind of start this trend of Capture Euphoria. And so we took a quick survey of them and understood where they work, where they live, what bars they go to, what sort of maybe their route they take to work. And then we took their picture and placed it within their local market. So you have the picture in the bottom left, and the top right were the first two insertions that we ran in those markets. And it was sort of like a thank you. I don't know if you can read the print in there, but it says, "Thanks for sharing your euphoria." And so it was a way for us to thank the followers for being loyal social followers, but then also gain attention for this campaign. So with these two pictures, we then put out a call to entry, having other people submit their euphoria, and we ended up placing 25 of these ads in different cities across America, and it gained a ton of following, and we had almost as many media impressions with this campaign as some multi-million-dollar campaigns may have, and the budget for this was tiny. But the fact here was that what we really did was connect something that you may think of as boring, traditional, static media, like a billboard or the back of a magazine ad, and made it something that was special to the reader, and that we created a connection there between the social world, which is a lot more engaging and personal, with something that may be a little more static. And like I said, we won an award for this, so it's something that we're definitely very proud of and was a huge success for both us and the client.
So we are offering an internship this summer, summer 2014. And here is just a little information in case you are interested in applying. When does it start? It starts on June 2nd and goes through August 22nd. We are flexible though, keep in mind if you have some kind of trip planned for the summer. It is Monday through Friday, so it is every day. It's a great way to get used to working every day out of college. Departments that you can apply for, we are offering 2 positions in Minneapolis for the strategy department and 1 also in LA. And then as well as digital, video activation, and broadcast activation. And the hourly wage is $10 an hour. Sophomores, we would love for you to apply and see your interest, but we are kind of looking for upperclassmen just because a lot of times this internship does turn into a full-time position, so we would ideally hire. When to apply by, the application is due by 11:59 on March 14th. It is open now. To find more information and details, you can go to the interns.haworthmedia.com.
Great, and with that, I guess we'll open it up to questions. We have a couple here that we can get started with, but before we get started and leading into kind of the application process and what we're looking for, one of our former interns actually just tweeted us, and Ryan Erickson.
Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. He wants to know, how do you plan on replacing the incredible interns you had last year? So, Colleen, I'm wondering if you want to describe what we're looking for out of an intern.
Well, I don't know that we can ever replace last year's interns,
So
but hope to match them. I think really we just want someone that's going to come in, that's excited to learn, has a good attitude, has an interest in media. You don't have to have taken media classes or be a journalism major to apply. We've had people from all different backgrounds. So that's what I would say.
That's good input. All right. We have a couple questions here we can ask. Let's see here. Colleen, I'm wondering if you could talk about how you decide which channels to activate when you're planning for a campaign.
Yes, definitely. We look at a variety of resources and data to determine a channel mix. We might look at historical performance of a channel. We might look at what's new and different. We definitely have to balance that against what are our clients' goals, how are we going to measure them, can that channel deliver on measurement? And a lot of times, our team, being on strategy, will do an initial pass at it, and then we definitely vet it through our channel experts, and they really tell us whether or not they fit into a certain campaign or not.
Good answer. So I'll just put out a reminder as we continue to answer questions here. If you have any questions, you can tweet us if you have a public Twitter account to the Haworth interns, or you can send us an email to the hiring team at haworthmedia.com. All right, so this one's for the interns here. What was your most interesting or most fun part of your summer last summer?
I would say the most fun I had would probably be working on I worked on multiple different teams, and I kind of got to see a little bit of each department, which I thought was really cool. I ended up accepting a position in strategy, but I got a taste for everything. So I learned about media as a whole, and I thought that was really fun. It's definitely an internship where you're not grabbing coffee, so you're seeing a lot of different things. So it kept it interesting every day. Grady, do you have
Yeah, one of my funnest moments during my internship was one of our partners, Pandora, that we work with on a lot of campaigns, wanted to thank us for our business, giving it to them, and they rewarded us by taking out the whole digital team on a karaoke party bus. So, needless to say, we all had a great time, and next morning was a little rough, but we all had a good time, and yeah, it was a good way for Pandora to say thank you for the business for sure. And it was our my 4th day on the job, so it was
Lessons learned.
yeah, exactly.
So I guess this question could be for anybody, but how do you juggle working on multiple clients and campaigns?
I can speak to this one. I'd say working on multiple campaigns, it can be a lot, and it's really hard to figure out your workload and prioritize, especially starting out. But if anything, you benefit from it because you can learn from one campaign, learn from one client, and you start to learn what works for some and what works for others. And I think it's kind of cool that since we have such an open atmosphere around here, you can really pick from other campaigns and apply it to a new one if you see fit. As far as workload and prioritizing, I'm still kind of learning, but I would say you kind of just learn as you go. You know what to prioritize, and what's great here is that there's so many people above you that you can reach out to and ask for advice on, and everyone's always willing to give you a helping hand and help you figure out how to prioritize. So,
I think to tag on to that, that's a common question we receive from candidates is kind of what's the best part of your day or what's the worst part of your day, and I often tell them it can be the same thing in that no 2 days at Haworth are exactly alike. We keep very busy, which makes the days go fast. We learn how to work smarter, not harder. Working across many clients also gives you exposure to many different teams here at Haworth. So you get to learn from a lot of different work styles and definitely improve your time management skills. But work hard, play hard. We definitely have a great time too.
Very true. Okay, next question. Let's see. So someone asked if we could explain the differences in internship positions, especially broadcast and video activation. Good question. So the strategy team would be working, the strategy interns would be working on the strategy team, which really, as I explained, is deep diving into the client's needs, deep diving into the campaigns, research, understanding who the target is, understanding budgets and how to allocate those across channels. The digital intern will be working specifically on the digital team, putting together plans, activation on the channel, as well as maintenance and reporting. And then there would be a broadcast intern and a video activation intern. And the broadcast intern will be working with local stations, national networks, and doing sort of hands-on negotiations and
the buying team.
on the buying team, so as far as like buying goes. The video activation team would be more in charge of being sort of like that liaison between the strategy team and the buyers, so they understand how the channel works, how the metrics work for the channel, and how the channel can play with the other channels to the strategy team. So the broadcast, I would say, is a little more, I don't know what you'd say, Colleen, versus
A little bit more buying versus planning,
Yes.
but in the
That's
discipline of
Yep.
broadcast.
there you
But
go.
I don't think when they apply, do they?
I think they get to pick their top
Oh,
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one more thing to add to that, what was nice about Grady and I were interns together last year, and he was digital and I was strategy. And what's nice about how the internship is set up is we do fit kind of 50-50. So 50% of your work is going to be on client work. So that's when Grady and I weren't necessarily working together. But then there's also 50% of intern projects, which is just to really educate you on the business itself. So Grady and I actually did end up working together a lot that summer, and that's how I kind of got an eye to see digital as well, because I was working with Grady as well as our other two interns who were in different departments.
Yeah. And one of our projects as former interns, we were tasked with having to visit different people in different departments. So even though we were assigned to our certain department, we still got a taste of each department, which really helped us get a better understanding of how Haworth works as an agency and how we're structured.
And just one last note on that, your internship, as much as it's an opportunity for us to get to know you and it's kind of like a 3-month long interview, it also is a chance for you to learn and figure out what you're good at and figure out what you want to do, and maybe you start out in digital and want to switch to strategy. That happens all the time. People switch when they're assistants, even past the intern phase. So it's more about you learning and getting familiar with the industry. Okay, what do each of you love about Haworth Media? Each of us.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just say I love what I do as far as media planning goes, but it really helps working on awesome brands and awesome clients and with super smart people. It takes a team to work on target. It's a huge client, and all of our clients take a team. So being able to have experts across so many different fields and people who are so tenured in the industry makes my job a lot of fun.
I would say I enjoy working in Haworth as well as just an agency. I really like the combination of, it's kind of a little bit more of a laid-back atmosphere. We dress for our day. Some days are more casual than others. So I like how I'm not necessarily wearing a suit every day, but it's also very fast-paced. Each day is different. Every single day is different. But I just kind of enjoy that laid-back atmosphere too.
I'd say my favorite part about coming to work every single day is the people that I work with. I mean, at the end of the day, the work we do is awesome, but if you're working with people that you're not crazy about, it's not going to make work as fun. So, every day, 5 o'clock comes before I know it, and we're having fun. We're all having jokes throughout the day, and, it makes the day go by a lot faster. So, working with a great community here is definitely what makes coming to work every day at Haworth so great.
Definitely what all of these guys said, and I have worked at other agencies, and I have to say, based on that, one of the great things here really is the culture. We just have an amazing group of people that work here. It makes coming to work fun every day. And then also I can say from being in this industry a little bit longer that after 9 years I continue to learn and grow, so I don't feel like I'm hit a roadblock ever,
good.
which keeps it exciting.
So someone wants to know, what are the top 3 qualities you look for in an intern?
I think one would definitely be the willingness to learn and having an open mind. Coming into this, I was a communications major right out of school, and I didn't have the hands-on media or advertising experience, so I did my best to come in with an open mind and show that I was willing to learn. And my genuine enthusiasm for the advertising industry definitely helped. I think when I was trying to sell myself in my interview, I loved advertising, and I feel like I sold that well, and here I am.
Yeah, I would add on to that or echo that in positive attitude, willingness to learn. Even if you've been in journalism school for 4 years, you will learn a lot as soon as you get here and ongoing. So positive attitude, eagerness to learn, and a third thing.
I just like enthusiasm for, I think we all are up on, you have to be up on pop culture, up on trends, up on keeping up with anything in both the industry and pop culture, because what we do is look for those alignments in the world for our clients, and being excited to learn about that stuff is probably very important.
Passion for media and brands.
Yeah.
And a good sense of humor.
Necessary.
Okay, let's see here. Where did I leave off? What is the best part of working in downtown Minneapolis?
Food.
Pot belly.
10-minute bus ride.
I would say it's just upbeat, it's fast paced, and I take a 10-minute bus too. But it's just the convenience factor. We work really close to a lot of our clients, so we can walk down for a meeting in the Skyways. We don't have to go outside in our winters. And it's just really busy down here. It's fun.
It's happening.
Yeah, we
Yep.
go to happy hours all the time.
It's true.
And yeah.
I definitely think the ability to stay out of the cold during the winter is huge.
Yeah.
I went to school in Florida, so coming up from Florida to Minnesota in
Big
a couple
change.
weeks, a huge change, and obviously my first winter here was pretty rough, and being able to stay out of the cold and stay inside was definitely a big plus to working in Minneapolis.
So a couple more questions here. What is an example of something that defines Haworth's company culture?
I would say innovation. I think that's where we really set ourselves apart from other media agencies. As we were talking about in the presentation, that we don't wait for opportunities, we really look to create them. We like to be innovators and first to market for our clients.
Yeah, and I'd say like on that note, we're very open, very both physically our office is very open, but it also echoes kind of how we work. We work as a team very openly, and that open work style helps foster the innovation and helps guide our minds to not, any little small idea could turn into the biggest, best idea for the client. So openness to something new, something different.
And being mid-size helps us with that too.
All right, maybe a couple more here. So I guess anyone can answer this question, but what is the most challenging part of your job?
Kind of how we touched on it before, I think prioritizing and being able to give every account and every campaign the attention that it needs. Obviously, our workloads are everybody works on a lot of campaigns at the same exact time, so I think balancing that workload is challenging, but it also teaches you how to balance your workload really, really well.
I agree.
Colleen?
I would, for my role, since it's a little different, I think it's that balance of delegating and identifying teaching opportunities versus just getting work done, and then also just keeping up on all the new media channels as social media has exploded the past 5 years. New devices roll out every day, so kind of balancing that.
Interns. So you guys obviously got jobs after you were hired. How was the transition from an intern to an assistant?
It wasn't all too different. I mean, as an intern, you're doing real work for real clients. You're, like Harley touched on before, you're not doing coffee runs, you're not making runs to the post office. You're doing real things, and you're held accountable for all your work. And so, yeah.
Yeah, and going off that, near the end of the summer, we were obviously a little nervous. We wanted the job really bad, and we definitely worked for it. But I would say we worked for it throughout the whole summer. It wasn't like we were preparing for one interview. So that was what was kind of nice about the internship is it's definitely not a shoo-in. You have to work really hard, but you have the time to learn how to. So by the end of our internships, we were getting treated like assistants, and we were prepared for it. And yeah, I mean, we learned a lot that's valuable.
So someone just asked that they said, sounds like you work together a lot. Yes, we do. They're asking if they can apply for 2 different departments, and yes, I would just pick which department you're interested in the most. And I think when we review applicants, although we totally would like to put you where you would want to be, that doesn't mean that just because maybe that there is a different candidate in line for your position that we wouldn't consider you for other ones. We're definitely just looking in general for people as interns that are enthusiastic and excited to be in media. So apply for whatever interests you, and we definitely consider everybody regardless of what you put down. So.
And like we mentioned earlier, you can certainly intern in one department, and then if you were hired on full time, you can express interest that you'd rather be in a different department. We're really flexible, and I think we want to play to everyone's strengths.
You never know what your strength could be.
Right.
An example of that is one of the interns from not our year but last year, it's 2 years ago. She was a strategy intern and ended up in the out-of-home department. So that was a good way for her as strategy to look at all the different departments, but now she's working out of home, which is where she wants to be, so it worked out perfect.
True. So I think we've answered all the questions. If you happen to have any other questions after this, you can feel free to shoot them over to us at the hiring team at haworthmedia.com. Otherwise, feel free to continue to use that hashtag and we can answer them today or tomorrow. But we wanted to thank you for tuning in. Hope you had as much fun as we did, and we hope to see you guys soon. Please check out our website and apply for the internship. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.